Good evening, guys. Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with Model Railroad Mondays, Episode 2. Right now, the comment section is open, the live chat is open for any Model Railroad questions you may have. I'm standing by to answer your Model Railroad questions, type of scale that you're looking to buy, maybe even some repair advice in between, just like we did the last time. So come on down, ask you questions, come on down, and start commenting away. So as we are ready and raring to go here, just hope everybody's having a good day. At least hope everybody had a good start to the week. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have on model railroad stuff, and looking forward to the questions. Stephen Casey Railfit, how's it going, man? Start talking away, guys. Start typing comments, talking about whatever you saw, like new Athearn releases, something like that. I can't wait to hear from all of you here tonight. So, just a couple updates from me. I'm still been working on some videos in the studio as well as N-Scale stuff. Be getting some videos out on that real soon for the ones of you who are interested in that. I've got that coming out, and plus I've got some other stuff coming out as well. So the studio's been real busy just trying to get some stuff out there. Brink Johnson, how's it going, man? So, Stephen asks, do you like the scale train C39-8s? Those look really, really handsome. As some of you may know, that the C39-8s were a not-so-common locomotive. It was not a common locomotive. It was bought by Norfolk Southern and Conrail, and they were the only two railroads that ever bought them. But they're really cool because of the way the cab design, and also the back of it just looks so good, especially when they ran long hood forward. Just really wish I had seen one of those in real life. So, keep on asking the questions, guys. Keep on asking. I'm here to answer most model railroad questions. Maybe what type of scale you might be shopping for. Maybe even a little bit of repair advice as well. So I'm always open and ready to go. Just start commenting away, and I'm here to help. So, while we're waiting on some more fans up here, I'm pulling up a couple things on the computer. Start asking away, guys. Start asking away, and let's have some fun tonight. So, hope you guys had a good day, like I said. Yeah. Let's see. Stephen asked another question. Do you think Atlas should do another run of Top Guns? Yes. Balma was the one that actually manufactured those back in the late 2000s, and Balma was sold to Atlas, and Atlas got the rights to do their tooling. So another run of Top Guns would be great. Even Athearn can do a run too. I would be really impressed if Athearn did one, because Athearn's always done good quality stuff, not only for engines and cars, but for everything in general. But I'm telling you, I love Athearn, and I also love Atlas as well. So I would really like to see that, because that's one of NS's most recognizable piece of rolling stock are those Top Guns. I'll be doing a full review and running of one of my HO one. Plus, I have two in N scale, and I'm actually got those out, testing those out with some new stuff. So videos on the upcoming stuff will be coming out at future dates. So I've been doing a lot of schedule release work. Speaking of that, and just trying to get some things rocking and rolling. So I'll be working in the studio a little bit more now since a lot of the schedule releases are done and behind me, which is good. So yeah, really excited about that. So like I said, live stream is still open, guys. Come on in and ask away. Rail Fan for Life says, "Hey Pat, what's going on, man? How's it going? Glad to see you on the stream, man. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Ask away some model railroad questions. Come on in. Come on in." Stephen Casey Railpen asking another question. Do you find the Bachman, Thomas, and Friends lines interesting? It is interesting because I'm really surprised that the HO market has expanded to that. Because most of the time, the Thomas stuff is an O gauge and or G gauge. But never do you find those in HO scale, which I'm very, very pleased with. So, to really answer that question, yes, I'm very, very pleased with that. At least it's a different change into the market, especially when somebody wants to model Thomas in a smaller scale. I had Thomas sets as a kid, and they were G scale. And I forgot where my parents picked them up, but James was one set, and Thomas was the other set. So I learned how to play with the big scale stuff when I was very young. And then, of course, O gauge and everything else came into play. So, really glad to see this is in the market now. Really glad to see this is in the market. So, keep bringing in the questions, guys. Keep bringing in the questions. Love to hear what you guys have to say or whatever you guys have to ask about railroad stuff. I'm here to answer them. So, if you guys think you may have something that might be not running right on how to actually do a little repair on model railroads, I'm here to answer them. Opinions about upcoming releases from Athearn and whatnot, ask away at this. This is all model railroad related, guys. So please continue to come in with questions. Rail Fan for Life asked, "Do you have any trains that are scale trains brand?" Actually, no, and I'm trying to maybe expand on that. Maybe scale trains down the road. I've heard scale trains is pretty good. I do have a piece or two in there that is Intermountain. Intermountain has really stepped up their game as well as Scale Trains. Scale Trains is relatively new to the market. They do a lot of cool releases. I was really impressed with their Pride and Service units they did for CSX. I was very pleased with them. Excuse me. I've also been impressed with some of their rolling stock as well because I've looked at some scale train stuff in general. But I will say this: they've really stepped up their game, and for me, it's been mostly Athearn and Atlas for the most part. When it comes to engines, it's mostly Athearn and Atlas. Walthers is in that game as well because I do have one piece that's Walthers. But I'm really, really impressed with scale trains as far as their detail with their engines and everything else. So really, really impressed with that. So guys, keep asking away. Keep asking away here. I'm here to answer any model railroad questions that you may have. So, still open, guys. Still open. I'm going to keep the stream going here for another little bit, so you got some time to ask questions that you may have on your model railroad stuff. I would love to hear from you all because I'm sure some of you out there are probably having some sort of model railroad question or maybe even a small issue that I might be able to help with. So, yeah, we're just laying on back to see what everybody else has to say. One thing that a brand that has really stuck out is Intermountain and Scale Trains, like I said before. One brand that I'm not as familiar with is Rapido Trains. I said that incorrectly. Railfan for Life asked another question. Have you been to a model railroad train show? Oh, yes, a bunch of them. There's one that's actually in my town that just happened about a month ago now, and I was able to go to that one, first train show I've been to in 2 years. So I was really glad to get back into the train shows because the train shows are cool. Train shows are cool because you can find unique items. I'm going to use that word unique in there. Unique is the term that I describe train shows with all the time. And you find cool stuff there. Stuff, from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even now. It's a little bit of everything. And plus, the sellers that come to some of these train shows are pretty friendly. And I've been to plenty of them, and I enjoy going because you see running layouts, you see sellers, you even see people you know. I mean, I bumped into like 2 or 3 people while I was over there at the train show in my hometown, and I'm like, wow. And I was very pleased with that. So I was like, wow. So, but train shows equal one word, fun. But you can be there all day long, every day, if you wanted to, and just take a look at all that stuff. It's so cool. Reading Rails, how's it going, man? Glad to see you're on, man. Excuse me. So, got Reading Rails in there. Good to see you, man. Like I said, guys, keep on the model railroad questions. Come on, bring them in. Bring them in. Really, really happy so far with the comments that are coming in. So, I'll be keeping this stream going, guys, for the next little bit. So, please feel free to ask questions that you may have, guys. Come on, bring them on down. 8-Bit General, the UP fan. Hey, how's it going? Excuse me. Having some fun so far, guys. Y'all are asking good questions. Please continue to bring them in, guys. Come on, bring them in. Bring them in. Glad you're doing great there, 8-Bit General. Reading Rails asks, do you plan on getting any model trucks for your railroad layout? Which layout are you talking about, the O gauge or the HO gauge? Because for O gauge, I have purchased some. And for HO, I used some stuff that I had, old Matchbox cars as kids. So I have got some for both, but for HO, I used what I had at home. For O gauge, I only bought like a couple of those. So, the postal truck that I have, I got that one and a UPS truck for the O gauge layout. About a year or so ago, I got those. So I'd like a little truck because it adds a little bit of detail to it, especially if it's like United Parcel Service or even the Postal Service. Really cool pieces of equipment there. Because the UPS truck I have is one of the older ones, Also, I think the one's from like the 70s, I think. But it was made by Athearn, ready to roll a few years back. And I picked one of those up, and it has the older UPS logo, which is my favorite. Virginia Railfan Productions. Hey, how's it going? Yes, sip of lemonade here. Hey, if you have any N-scale trains, yes. More on that coming up. More on that coming up in the upcoming videos. I have a lot of N-scale stuff that's scheduled to release within the next couple of weeks. I got a lot of N-scale stuff get ready to come out. Oh, well, Ready Railroad says, what's up to Virginia Railfan Productions? Hey, that's cool. Man, that's awesome. Awesome. Man, two YouTube users that know each other. Man, that's great. That is great. Guys, keep on bringing them in. Keep on bringing them in. So, yeah, like I said, keep on the model railroad questions, guys. Please keep them coming in. I'm here to help if I can. So, let's see. Stephen Casey Railpan asking another question. Do you have a local Menards around your area? I'm not sure. I know Menards has come out with their own line of trains, which are going more back towards the Lionel tooling from, let's say, the 80s and 90s, I think. And, yeah, which I think is great. Yeah, Menards has stepped up their game, too. And they've been producing, like, the tubular track. They've been producing the, they've been producing, like, older Lionel tooling. So I'm guessing Menards and Lionel had an agreement there. So, I was really pleased with that. And out of all stores, I thought, you know, it's who knew. So, yeah. So, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. And Virginia Railfan Productions, thank you very much. Eight-Bit Joe, the UP fan asks, do you have an O-scale layout? Check out my YouTube videos on all of that. Yes, it's that's on my YouTube channel. The answer is yes. Trayman 1993's chimed in. Hey, man, how's it going? All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to get some more lemonade. I'll be right back. Keep the comments coming in. All right, I'm already back, and I'm ready to answer any more model railroad questions that you may have. And glad to see you're doing well, Matt. Leonard Washington, hey, man, how's it going? So keep the questions coming, guys. Ready Words asks, do you plan on getting more HO units for the HO lab, allowing one thing, money? Virginia Railfan Productions asks, what inspired you to do model railroading? Well, it was mostly my dad. My dad and my mother built me a layout, as you all have seen in the videos, back when I was 3 years old. That was 1999. And I've been playing with that set for 23 years almost, and I enjoy it every single night before I go to bed. So, yeah, that was my biggest inspiration there that I did. Started doing a show in 2007. I got back into G scale a couple of years back with a set that I inherited, and I recently got into N scale just this past month. Trayman 1993 asked, your opinions about the Bachmann Concrete Ties Easy Track. Are you talking about the newest track they have or the one that's made currently? Because I use the Bachmann Easy Track that has the black ties on there. Now, Easy Track in general, really good. M-Scale's coming along fine, Matt. I've got a lot of videos coming up on that here real soon. Leonard Washington, I don't understand what you're getting at. Now, Reading Railroad Rails asks, what's your number one favorite layout scale? I got a lot of favorites, but I got a lot of favorites. I like HO because it's small and you can do a lot with it. O gauge, you can have more action with it, where you have accessories operate on the layout and things like that. And one of my newest favorites, S gauge. Matt says the newest track they made. I haven't even seen pictures of it. Collect the wood ties, but Easy Track in general is really cool. And I'm glad to see they did a quote unquote concrete ties, which is pretty cool. Virginia Railpan Productions asked, the Cato 50th anniversary locomotive N scale with DCC and sound. Wow, is all I got to say is wow. Glad to see Cato has stepped up their game. And for the ones who don't know, Cato is HO scale and N scale. They do a lot in N scale. They do some in HO, but they don't do as much in HO as they do in N scale. Reading Rails asked, have you thought about getting the MPBL units for your HO layout? Bachmann actually did a run of the 5260, but they've not done one of the 5261. 5259 was retired, but 5261 has the Admiral cab on it. But they have done a model of 5260. But no other manufacturer has done it but Bachmann. I would really hope for Athearn to actually do a run of that. That is a local heritage unit, and it still has its RS3L. If they can do one with Tsunami 2 sound with DCC, I would get my hands on it right now. So, Leonard Washington asks, do you have any Burlington Northern engines? And he says he has an SD60. I do not. I don't look at. I love Burlington Northern too, but with me, it's mostly Norfolk Southern, CSX, Amtrak. And Carter Myers joins in. Hey, man, how's it going? Keep the model railroad questions coming, guys. Keep them coming. So, keep the questions coming, guys. We've got the thread going on here for just another little bit. So, please, please keep them coming. Hang on one second. Reading Rails and Trademan 1993 asked a couple of questions on Reading Rails. Please, this is not related to that, so please keep it railroad related, please. Thank you. Matt Consul, Trademan 1993 asked, in your opinion, what do you want to see Athearn do on their locomotive line? One thing that I would love for them to do, is not only do the MPBL 5260, I would really, really love for them to do another run of the ATSF SD75Ms and the ATSF war bonded paint scheme, the 200 series, with DCC and sound in it. I would love for them to do another run. And Leonard Washington has signed up. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hope you have a good night as well. I'm glad you had some fun. Matt asks, how's the O gauge coming along? We're coming along fine. Just keeping everything running. Haven't done too much work to it, just because I haven't had a lot of time. Been busy with my job and everything. It's just been keeping me busy. So I've been keeping everything running. I hope I'll be able to a live stream of that in real soon. Now, Ready Red's asked another question. RDG Rails asked, what was your first HO scale locomotive? An ATSF GP40 and a Bachmann FT Santa Fe. They were my first two. They've long been retired, but they were good runners. Thoughts on Walters cancel the production on NS 911? Oh, man. That is a break. That is a major break. Oh. I just said to myself, oh my goodness. So, yeah, that one was kind of a little bit of a shock there. So, yeah. But I'm really glad to see that some of the scale trades actually did their release a couple of years back. I would love for them to do another run of those. And one thing about Athers, they always go back and take a look at older stuff that they've done before, and they just improve it, and they improve on their quality, which I've always loved Athens for that. Bachmann is unique because they go back to the cars and stuff produced in the 70s and the 80s, and they go back and improve them, which I think is wonderful. Thoughts? This is Trayman 1993. Your thoughts on the Walters making their EMD SW7 in HO scale? Love them. Now, how many CS6 engines do you have in HO? Just one. One of them was recently retired. After many years, there was a Bachmann 40-2 that I recently retired back this past summer. I do have a CSX Mac that I just keep on standby. So I don't do much CSX, but I mostly do Norfolk Southern, Norfolk and Western, Conrail, and I also have some Southern in the mix as well. Engines that are unique and also ones that I have seen in real life, like 911, 1770, 911, NS 911. I said 1776. I don't know why I said that. But 3329, which is that NS 40-2 with Maersk paint. What other ones have I seen? 5642, 1629, because it's one of the high hood cabs that are left on NS. 3170, because I've seen it. 4600, they're both Southerns. That's the GP39X. NW 920, which is a GP18, which is a unique locomotive. And also Conrail 8090, which later became NS 5290, which is the engine I named my channel after. Trayman 1993 comes back in with another question. Keep the questions coming, guys. Do you like the post-war Lionel crossing signal with Bell? Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It adds sound to the layout. It adds realism to the layout. That's one thing that I love about model railroading, because it adds realism. So that's one thing that model railroading brings to everybody, is just because of the fact that it brings realism. And realism is so cool. Just trying to stretch my legs a little bit, guys. Let's see here. Stephen Casey Railfan just asked, do you plan to get any GE locomotives for HO? Maybe down the road. Like I said, it just depends on money. I'm really working on N scale a little bit, trying to get that up to speed, things like that. So I've been putting some HO stuff on the side for a while and just working on N scale. Virginia Railfan Productions, I just see your question. Please ask about Model Railroad questions in this thread. I do have a Q&A series. The prompt was released 6 days ago. You can definitely ask that question on that Q&A prompt. Sorry to kind of push that aside, but this is from Model Railroad stuff only. Rating Rails is going to drop out. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Glad to see you had some fun. Come back anytime. Please come back anytime. So, guys, keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to continue the stream for another little bit. So if you're unsure about Model Railroad stuff for this stream, you know, how maybe we need to repair something or maybe even questions about a release, please continue to ask, guys. Please continue to ask. That's what Model Railroaders are for. Here to ask questions to help the younger guys. Trayman 1993 has your opinions on Atlas acquiring the tooling from MTH. Atlas got a little bit of it, but from what I heard from somebody else, that Lionel actually got a whole bunch of it. Which is, let me tell you, I think it's going to double the price on some of this stuff because the tooling is unique on a lot of the manufacturer stuff. But let me tell you, the details and stuff is what really determines the price of a locomotive. So just bear in mind the fact you're paying for the brand and also for the details that are on that, in that, or on that locomotive. So, yeah. So I'm glad to see the tooling has been accepted, and the Weaver tooling was acquired by Atlas, and Atlas is continuing to use the Weaver tooling on some of their products, according to Eric Siegel, which is Eric Trains on YouTube. That's another channel you guys need to look at. He has Weaver, Atlas, and Lionel, and a whole lot of other brands. What manufacturers make the NS and Southern hoppers on your HO layout? Thanks, Steve. The NS hopper was made by Balma. And which hoppers are you talking about, Steve? Are you talking about like the ones that have the Southern hopper and the NS hopper that are on there? Both of those were manufactured by Intermountain. The little short Southern car, which is the PS2000, that was manufactured by Atlas. The box car that I have was made by Walters. So they're the Southern hoppers that I have. The caboose I have was made by Athearn Roundhouse. Roundhouse went out of business, and actually, no, Roundhouse was bought by Athearn, and Athearn acquired the tooling. So that's why you're seeing 3 lines for Athearn. Athearn Genesis, Athearn Ready to Roll, Athearn Roundhouse. So, yeah. Brandon Brickhouse, hey, how's it going? Training in 1993 asks, do you like the Bowser Bessemer Lake Area 3 base? Bowser's a good brand. I'm glad to see that they're got their line going. I do have one Bowser car in my collection, and that's a Conrail 3-bay hopper, which looks incredible. Bowser's up there too. But like I said, I do have a couple of pieces of Walters on my HO stuff. Even mostly Athearn and Atlas, and a little bit of still some Bachmann in there, but not as much as Athearn and Atlas. So yeah, keep the Model Railroad questions coming, guys. Keep them coming. This has been great. Keep them coming. Glad to answer any Model Railroad questions, guys. Please continue to ask. One thing about this is being creative. Being creative is a good thing. So, yeah. Being creative is a good thing. Trainman 1993 asks, do you plan on increase to your layout someday or no? Probably not, just because I'm just doing, pretty much just going to leave it kind of basic. Virginia Railfan Productions comes back when I heard that Broadway Limited making some UP big boy locomotives. Price was like $500. Dag on. Let me tell you one thing. That thing is expensive. I'm telling you right now. It's expensive. Oh, yeah. Stephen Casey Van asked, thought on the Exact Rail Conrail coil shield cars. I love Exact Rail. I have one piece of Exact Rail, the chassis hopper. And I love Exact Rail. Exact Rail only does cars. I really wish they would come out with an engine with a line of engines. And Fox Valley is another brand out there. They only do Jeep 60s. I wish they would expand that real quick, because let me tell you, Fox Valley can really be really innovative. I want to use that word right there, innovative, and expand the line like Athearn has done, Atlas and Bachman and everybody. So could really step up their game. They have potentials to do it. So, yeah. Keep on the questions, guys. Keep them coming. This is good. So, like I said, Exact Rail can really come out with a line of engines. Fox Valley can even upgrade their line some. But their models for the Jeep 60s are really good. GP6. I used to say Jeep isn't like general purpose and or like the car, Jeep as in the car. But yeah, Fox Valley is really hard to find in some places. Now, Exact Rail is hard to find. Even Rapido is hard to find. If I'm not saying that right, please correct me. I think it's Rapido or Rapido. So, yeah. And Steven asked another was Athearn Genesis bring back the GP60Ms and GP60Bs? Oh yeah. Have a GP60M and ATSF, both two of those and in the middle. You'd have a Western consist there. Thought on Athearn canceling their Union Pacific EMD Ace Tier 4. Well, I did not even know that they canceled it. And Virginia Railfan Productions is going to say goodnight. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming. Glad you had some fun. So, like I said, I really am not sure. I didn't even know they had canceled it till right now. So keep on the questions, guys. You excuse me for a second. I'm gonna get up for a second and just stretch. Just sitting up here is gets a little bit tight. But give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Keep the questions coming, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Thank you. Steve comes in with a couple of things. Rapido Express, Rapido. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thoughts on the Athearn Genesis See It and Beast British Columbia Rails -9 WLs. That's a good release. That's a really good release. I was really glad to see them come out with that because the -9 WL is not really talked about. I've never seen one of those, but I've seen a -9 in BC rail paint where it has the double sets of ditch lights. So that's really unique. Standard Gauge Railroad chimes in. Hey, brother, how's it going? How's it going, man? I'm glad to see you on here. Glad to see you're in for the party. Hey, that's great, man. Who makes the best model railroad product? Oh, this is a good question. Good question. For HO, Athearn and Atlas make the best ones. For O-Gauge, it's one name, Lionel. A little bit on Lionel, started in 1900 by Mr. Joshua Lionel Cowan. Lionel is named after Josh Cowan. Real popular in New York. They've had plants in New York, and they've also had plants in Michigan. And I believe they're headquartered in North Carolina. The best O-Gauge products, Lionel. Right behind them, Atlas O. Well, actually Atlas, because Atlas has come out with their O-Gauge line, because they're mostly famous for HO and N-Scale. But Atlas has a very nice line of O-Gauge products as well. Trainman 1993 comes back in. Do you want to see Lionel make EMD SD40-2s on their American Flyer S-Gauge line? Oh, gee, you know it. That would actually be a killer release if they could. Now, see, right, there's another example. Athearn Genesis, not Athearn Genesis, but Lionel and American Flyer came together because American Flyer filed bankruptcy in 1968, and Lionel bought the license to do it. So Lionel has continued to produce the American Flyer name with some of the Lionel tooling, which I think is great. So keep the questions, guys. We're going to go for another few minutes, and I think we can call it a night. So keep the questions coming. And, yeah. So I hope everybody's had some fun tonight. I would call this another success here for Model Railroad Mondays. As we continue to start winding things down, I'm glad to take a few more questions of what you may have. I'm always around, guys. I mean, hey, ask questions on here. I do this series once a month. So let me tell you, I do this once a month. I do the Q&As once a month. So this is a live stream so you can get a quick answer real quick if you're onto something. If you just want to sit back and just ask questions. Hey, come on down, guys. As Bob Barker said on The Price is Right, actually it was really Johnny Olson who was the announcer. Come on down. Hey, come on down, ask questions, have some fun, have some interactions with some of the guys in here. This is great. And Trainman 1993 is heading out. Thanks again, my friend. Good to see you. Glad you had some fun. So, I'm going to take questions for another couple 3 minutes. If you have any questions left, like I said, this has been a really nice Model Railroad Mondays episode 2. I'm very, very happy with this, and this series is going to keep growing. This series is going to keep growing. So, I'm very, very pleased with this. So, guys, like I said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and end it here. I'm just very blessed to have all of you as subscribers, as well as taking time to ask questions. I'm always around, guys. So if there's some guys out there, that missed this episode, they're welcome to come back and take a look at the next episode, which will come out the first Monday of March. I'll have another episode. So yeah, come on down. Q&A prompt is out for all the rest of it. That's going to be coming. The answers will be coming out at the end of the month. And I've got my in-sale stuff coming out as scheduled releases. And plus, I've got some other big stuff for the big train. So be on the lookout for some more releases here real soon. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. For episode 2, we've got 2 very successful episodes. And we're looking forward to another episode, which will be episode 3, coming out on the first Monday in March. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. And just remember, smash the like button, drop a comment down below, please hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell for the notifications coming up on my latest projects. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Engineer Pat 5290, and I hope I got some help tonight, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you all, and may God bless.